What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Screening Room Podcast. I'm your host, joined as always by my co-host, Mike.
How's everybody doing?
And today we're going to be reviewing the first brand new Star Wars movie in 7 years, The Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, we're going to have two sections of this review. The first section is going to be completely spoiler-free, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, you'll be safe, and then we'll dive into some spoilers in like the second half, and we'll make it clear like when the spoilers start. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. So regardless of whether you've seen the movie or not, you'll be able to get something out of this. So that all said, we'll also give our overall review at the halfway point right before we get into spoilers. So again, if you haven't seen the movie, you'll still know like our overall review. But yeah, did you want to kick it off with your initial thoughts on the film? We literally just got out of an IMAX screening like maybe an hour ago.
Yeah. I'm ready whenever you are.
Yeah,
so
go for it.
I liked the film overall. My one thing, and I felt like this is kind of something that everybody's picked up on, just from watching the trailers and all the promo. But it felt like watching just a couple episodes of the TV show, and I really liked the Mandalorian TV show, especially the first season. But it really didn't, for me, it really didn't take too many risks. It kind of stayed towards the formula for most of it. And that was something that I kind of wish they did more of. Maybe they played more into the aspects of the film, and this was said in the in the trailers, but they brought back like Rada the Hutt and some of the Hutt Empire. That was touched on, and I thought that was interesting. They brought back more bounty hunters too, which I felt like could have been done a little bit better. And then overall, the acting in the film, I actually thought, it was pretty good overall. Sigourney Weaver did her usual best, which was really good. Pedro Pascal, as usual, good as the Mandalorian, and all the other guest actors there too were pretty good. But for me, it just felt like a safe option, and that's something that I picked up on pretty early. What we actually ended up getting a chance to do is we got to see the first 10 minutes early, through Fortnite though. So it kind of that, but yeah.
Well, and before you get into the I'm sorry, I'm gonna quick butt in because you mentioned it, and now I have to get the story out there. So the movie. Well, actually, maybe no. Never mind. Let me hold off on that because I guess it could be a spoiler. So never mind. I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, everything that I watched through that little snippet that was released there, and everything in the trailers that, it felt very samey for me. I guess that's my critique of the movie overall. Is it feels like more of the same, and it feels like you got 3 or 4 episodes of the TV show just stitched together, and you just put out in a movie form.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, it was pretty good.
I agree. I think, like you said, I think the acting was good. It was interesting seeing a Hutt with like an American accent, like a New York accent,
or that could talk. Yeah, that could
speaks in English in a New York accent. That was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It was basically like they got Jeremy Allen White into a sound booth and then like put some sort of like I don't know what kind of effect you would call
over there, but yeah,
like
he needs more hands. He needs more hands.
Yeah, it was interesting. Pedro Pascal was good, although it was a little too obvious that he was not wearing that costume half the time. That was some other.
Yeah, you could tell it was ADR. Like they added the voice in afterwards. And the sections where he had the helmet off, that's when he was on set.
I'm like, listen, Pedro, right. I love you. You're great at Mando, but like you are not moving like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
a little too obvious.
Great actor, but we need you. We need you in the movie, man. We need you in the suit.
I was like, I don't know. I don't want to. It didn't take away from anything. It was just more like a I know too much kind of thing. On. Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't like ruin anything though.
No, no.
I mean, I think the performance. I wish we got. I don't know. I feel like as a Rebels fan, I'm glad we got to see Zeb in there. I feel
And that's
like they
something.
could have done more with him though. He didn't really like have
Yeah,
any kind of an arc at all. And I mean, you could
I felt
argue
like they
that
put
his
him in
arc.
there. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, go on. Yeah, no, no, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like you could argue Zeb's character arc is in Rebels, and like he, like he's, I don't know, like he has no reason to adapt more. But I mean, my counter argument would be like literally the sequel trilogy. Like we've seen that you can spend a lot of time with these characters, and then go forward a few decades, and there's still room for their character to change. And I just feel like we didn't get that with Zeb, and obviously he's more of a side character in this movie, but still, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done more with him.
Well, for
But
me, it felt more like like the obligatory, movie cameo that just has to happen.
right.
And this is something like that you pick up in the movie. I don't know if you're familiar with this term, but the term glub shido can definitely be applied to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many background characters from so many different times. Like we had mentioned, Zeb shows up, although he's a prominent character in Rebels. Rada the Hutt shows up from the OG Clone Wars movie.
Yep.
Babu Frick from Rise of Skywalker's in this for a little bit. And these are
Or
all
at least,
characters
do
that
we
are in the
actually
trailer.
know if it is Babu Frick or just more of like his
I think
species?
it is. I believe it is Babu Frick because in the TV show he was in it, and I think those are the same guys, like the
Okay.
same little shop. So
I kind
I
of
mean, it
thought it
was
was
kind of
just the
hard to
same
tell the difference.
species. I don't know. I mean, they all act the
Okay.
same, so I don't think it
I
really
mean, I
matters.
could be wrong. We could be wrong. Correct us in the comments if we are.
Not
But
that
yeah,
having it be Babu Frick specifically really changes the outcome of the story at all.
it would change
Doesn't
nothing.
matter.
It would change absolutely
It
nothing.
literally
And
zero
even
impact.
yeah, I mean, they even had like Embo in the movie too from the Clone Wars TV show. So this is a movie where you'd be hard pressed to not enjoy something if you like any era of Star Wars. If you like the newer stuff, obviously you'd like the Mandalorian and Grogu, Rebels slash the Rebellion like era. You'd have like Zeb, and then all the Clone Wars stuff. With like Embo and Rada, all that. That was a fun little nod.
Yeah, that's actually what I was
But
gonna say. I feel like no matter which era of Star Wars is your favorite, they have like, I don't know if Easter eggs is the right word, but like
they have references, I'd say.
right.
It's all like little nods to it.
Like you have stormtroopers in there, obviously paying homage to the original
Yeah.
trilogy, and then as you see in the trailers, there's some like hodgepodge together like Clone Wars
Yeah, battle
era
droids.
battle droids, yeah. Um,
Yep.
so I feel like there's enough there to where, like, I don't know, fans of whatever trilogy, or if you're a fan of both, like you'll get something out of it, like little nods. And there are other Easter eggs in there too, which I'm not going
Oh
to go
yeah,
into
there
too
are
much
plenty.
in this
Yeah, we're gonna save that for the
portion.
spoilers section.
But yeah, like there's a lot in there. And it's one of those things where like you don't have to, like, if you don't pick up on it, you don't, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't have to be a crazy Star Wars fan. You don't have to have seen like all the movies, like,
Yeah.
um in order for these
You don't even have
references.
to know. Yeah, yeah. You don't even have to know who most of these characters are beforehand before you watch the movie.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's a movie that I feel like is a great introduction to Star Wars.
Although I would literally never suggest this to be your first Star Wars movie ever. It should
Oh no, no,
always
no,
be A
no,
New
no.
Hope. That's
It's
the only
always number
option.
4. But if you want to what I mean to say is it's a great Star Wars movie to explore the universe as a whole, something separate than just the Skywalker stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like a world building movie more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I would still say though, like, I mean, there definitely was a noticeable increase in budget over
Oh yeah,
the show. Although I think a lot of that also can come down to, I saw some interviews. Adam Savage got to like tour like the set of Mandalorian and Grogu. It's a really cool video. You should definitely go check it out if you have
Yeah.
time.
Oh, it's great.
But in the video, John Favreau mentions that, with a TV show, you have sooner deadlines, and you're not always given the same budget. So areas that, John Favreau is a big practical guy. I mean, he did the original Iron Man movie, for example, and that probably has like the least amount of green screen in the entire MCU.
Yeah.
He's big into practical effects, and he did it whenever possible in the Mandalorian TV show, but just with the way Disney was pushing out those shows, he kind of had to do a lot of stuff with CGI that he normally would have liked to do practically. Whereas with this movie, he was able to take more time, and there's more done practically. That's not to say it's completely void of CGI, because that's definitely not the case. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's, a good hybrid. I like seeing more done practically, because I feel like it pays homage to the original trilogy, which for me is like the peak of Star Wars. So I like seeing that.
Yeah.
I didn't get the
Mhm.
feeling that, part of my problem with some of the Mandalorian is that a lot of it, you can tell that it was filmed on, like, the Lucasfilm like LED volume thing.
Yeah.
You
Oh
could
yeah.
tell that, like, most, if not all, of the show was filmed in that. Whereas with this, I didn't get that feeling. Um,
Yeah. It felt like they were in actual locations this time.
yeah, it felt a little bit more vast. I still wouldn't say that it felt as. I feel like this is almost the least cinematic feeling Star Wars movie, though. I will say that. And I don't know if it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because I'm
I think
so.
it's a lighting thing. I think it was
Maybe.
the lighting and some of the cinematography, just the general layout of the camera and then the lighting of it kind of didn't make it feel like that. It felt like something you'd watch as like a special presentation on like Disney Plus, something like that.
Well, I wonder too if
More than
part of
like an
it's
actual
like.
like movie.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I didn't get that feeling. I feel like on a technical aspect, it was okay. I wonder if, like, some of it is even like a psychological thing. Like, we're so used to seeing these specific characters on the small screen.
Yeah, that's
So
probably a good factor of it too.
yeah, so like when they're magically brought to the big screen, it's like, okay, I don't know. It just felt, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think you do have a point in some instances. I would say the cinematography I thought was actually fine. Like,
Yeah, like I liked it.
it
It's
wasn't up
just
there with
it
like
didn't.
Rogue One or anything, but
Oh yeah,
it
or
was
even like
good.
Solo, I thought had pretty good, cinematography too.
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about like the Disney era movies, but I think they actually have the best cinematography of all the Star Wars movies.
They look
Um,
pretty good.
yeah, you can say what you want about the actual content of those movies, but
Yeah, the
I think,
quality's all right, but they look good.
yeah. Um, but with this one, I don't know. Like, and I'd be curious to see how, because I doubt that they went completely without the void. I'm sure they used it to some small
Oh yeah,
degree, but I'd be
I
curious
can
to
already
see,
think of a
like,
couple of scenes where they probably did.
right. But I don't know. I still thought, like, on a technical aspect, it was okay. It was just the whole time I was sitting there, it's kind of like what you were saying. It felt more like this would be at home on Disney Plus, which really hurts me to say, because I feel like Star Wars thrives on the big screen, and it should be on the big
Oh, it
screen.
absolutely does.
And the fact that we've had so many TV shows that, like, either A, nobody asked for, or B, were garbage, or C, both, all of the above, in
Yeah.
place of movies. I think I think it's really a shame, and I feel like it would have been better if they, like, delayed this movie a year and somehow fast tracked start, like, maybe they begin production on Starfighter a year early and get that one out this year. I because
Yeah, just have it break up some of the like I don't want to say conformity in it, but like some of the similarities that we've already seen with the Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus.
Right. Like, because honestly, like if I'm a casual viewer, and we've seen this with our friends, some like the people we can convince
Yeah,
to go with us, like it's hard for them to separate, like because it's Mandalorian specifically, as well as Star Wars in general, is now these last 7 years just become so unanimous. Sorry, with Disney Plus that like I don't know. I mean, literally, some of our friends told us that they'd rather just wait to see it on Disney Plus, and like, it kind of hurt to hear that, but I don't
yeah,
know. But yeah, no, I feel like as far as your first Star Wars movie in 7 years, I don't think that this was the right move. I think what they
the right
should have
choice.
done
Yeah,
is like they clearly had a plot for season 4 of The Mandalorian, which they basically squeezed into this movie. That's at least my take. I think they should have
yeah,
made that into like season 4. At that point you're committed, right? And then your first Star Wars movie in theaters post Rise of Skywalker is Starfighter. And I'm saying this, while obviously we don't have a trailer or anything for Starfighter. I'm just going off of pure like vibes and excitement, right? But I think
yeah,
Starfighter, that's your first Star Wars movie back in theaters. I think that, is a little more flashy. It's, directly it was made from like the original story, like coming up with the story idea on up with the movie theater in mind. Um I feel like you do that, and then you do like a Mando conclusion movie, but made from the ground up with the idea that okay, you're gonna stick it in theaters. Whereas this felt like kind of like shoehorned in, if that makes any sense.
yeah, yeah. It kind of felt like Disney wanted just Mandalorian content out now before they could finish cooking up the rest of the season. Like they got halfway through and they're like, okay, we just need this in theaters now. So they fast tracked it and put it out. Um,
Right.
which I think is kind of a shame. But overall, like I said, I still liked the movie overall.
Yeah,
But I felt like there were areas it could have improved on.
I was gonna say like we may be bashing it a lot, but at least for me, I still enjoyed my time with it. It's definitely better than
I
Rise
did
of
too.
Skywalker. I haven't figured out like where specifically I would rank it yet. I'll probably go back and rewatch it, once or twice more in theaters. But um, I will say though, I did have a good time with it. I did enjoy it.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's
like
worth seeing.
yeah, like oh, absolutely. Like even for me, I don't know the exact placement of it yet, but I think I'd give it like a solid B, like B minus, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a nice movie. It's a nice movie to watch, with friends or with family. It's a good movie to bring people to. It's like a nice crowd movie that you want to go to just have, and it's a movie that I feel like is for all ages of Star Wars fans. So, there's something everyone can get out of it, and it's something everyone can go see.
I
So if that's something, you want to do, then I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I definitely yeah, you made a good point. I think it's a very good like crowd pleaser because we went with
Yeah.
me, Mike, and our buddies Edward and Logan. Shout out to you guys if you're listening. It was the four of
Yep.
us. We went to the first IMAX showing in our area, like the 6:45 showing. Um
Yep.
and the theater was like pretty much sold out except for like some of the like very edge seats, I'd say, but like the main like
Yeah.
center chunk, like even up to the front row, were like basically sold out. So we had a full audience. And it was fun, like like hearing your guys' reactions, in real time, but
Yeah.
also like everyone else got like everyone else in the theater got they laughed at all the Grogu jokes, whatever,
Yeah.
or like some of the the references, or everyone clapped at the end. Um, so I will say it is good to see it, like, in a big group of people, especially if you can get your buddies together. I think it's great
Oh yeah.
for that.
Yep.
Um, and I've really missed that these last few years because we just haven't had that with
Yeah,
the
especially with
TV
Star Wars,
method.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. Like, I wish it was better, but I still had fun with it. So,
Yeah. Like it could
um,
have been better, but I'll take what we got.
yeah. So I don't know about you. I landed on a 3.5 out of 5 or 7 out of 10. That's kind of my
Yeah.
verdict. It could
Yeah.
fluctuate more. I'll probably rewatch it sometime in the coming weeks. Uh, but that's just kind of my out of the theater reaction. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
For
What did you
me,
think?
I also gave it a 3.5, but I could see it maybe creep up towards a 4, but I don't know. Like I said, I'll have to marinate on it a little bit more and then maybe rewatch it again and just to get another perspective on it. But
Uh,
again, overall, I thought this was a good movie.
yeah, I mean, like I said, we literally got out of this thing a little over an hour ago because we wanted this podcast to like be as kind of raw reaction as possible,
Yeah.
um, without like kind of simmering on it. And we haven't even looked at like other people's like reviews. I mean, like we've obviously seen like the Rotten Tomato critic score, but like we haven't seen like what actual like whatever content creators or our other friends have like posted on it or anything. So um
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's good to kind of like document our reactions. Um but yeah, so I would say to kind of wrap up the spoiler free section here. Again, we're going to dive into some spoilers here in a minute, but I think our consensus, and feel free to cut me off if you disagree or want to elaborate, but I'd say the consensus is it's a good time. There's something in it for fans of all ages, and for lack of a better word, like how much knowledge you have like on
Yeah.
the greater Star Wars lore, as nerdy as
Yeah.
that sounds. But like I feel like there's something in it for everyone, whether you're just in it for to laugh at Grogu, or you're in it for like the more serious, like, okay, I want to see what's going on in the Star Wars universe. Like, I think everyone can get something out of it. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I'd say 7 out of 10, 3 out of 5.
Yep.
Do you have anything else you wanted to chime in with before I switch to the spoiler segment?
No, I'm all set. And I'm ready for the spoiler section.
Cool.
So for everyone who has watched, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't seen the movie, we're about to start our spoiler section. So please go see the movie. If any of you guys have seen it yet, we're about to start.
Please see it in theaters too. Like, we need Disney to learn that, like, we want these movies in theaters. I'm tired of
Oh
the
yeah.
Disney Plus
Yep.
shows. Go see it in theaters. But yeah, so without further ado, we're gonna dive into our spoiler section now. And the first thing I want to say before I forget about it, because this was what I was going to bring up when you mentioned Fortnite earlier, but I thought, I don't
Yep.
know. I remember when we were watching it. I guess it was last night. Um, they did, instead of like an opening crawl, it's like a few like what, 2 3 short like paragraphs. And I
Yeah. Just some
remember
like yeah.
I remember like on the PlayStation party, you said, "Oh, it's not even the right font." And I'm like, "Oh, you're right."
Upon further inspection, it's like the same font, I think, as the TV show, but it's like slightly different. I'm like, come on.
And it's not even the
Like,
right
come on,
color.
man.
And it's not
That's
even
not even an
like
opening
it's
crawl.
not like in front of like a galaxy, like
It's like
space. It's
right
just in front of
there.
a black screen, from what I
Uh,
remember.
it, it'd be different if they already haven't done this 11 times beforehand. You
Right.
know?
Well,
Like,
what
come
made
on.
it better was I remember saying, like, while we were walking into the theater, I'm like, well, maybe they just changed it up for the purposes of Fortnite. Maybe it'll be like
Yeah.
more, I don't know, like cinematic. in the theater. Like it'll
No,
say something else and it'll be
yeah,
formatted. And the second it plays, I look to my right and Mike is leaning forward, dead staring at me. I'm like, God damn it. They've really just
yeah, it's
threw
yeah.
some text
Uh,
on,
they
on
just
the
they copy and
screen.
pasted the intro to the movie.
Which,
Uh,
God,
Come
was
on, guys. At least make it do. At least if you're gonna transition, make it transition up. Like make it scroll up.
like, or like have
Make it
it
at least
fade
do
in or
that.
something. I don't know. Like,
Right? Like, come on. Um, but yeah. So there was that.
I don't know.
I
It
gotta
was
get
really
this
funny.
off. I gotta. Yeah. I gotta get this off my chest too. But like, there's like at least 3 times he almost like should have died in that movie. Like, it's insane. The plot armor the Mandalorian has, both
God.
literal plot armor and like the story plot armor. Like
Yeah.
the one thing that I thought of instantly was the fight scene with Rada the Hutt in the arena, and he just like
Oh, he should
lays
have been
on him.
cooked. Like,
Like that's like he should at least have a concussion, right?
I
Because
know
we
he's
saw
got
another
Beskar
guy.
on, but like Beskar isn't like
Yeah,
like
he's not made of Beskar,
yeah, right?
guys. He's going to die
And
if
it's
that
not like an
happens.
Iron Man suit where the Beskar is covering his whole body. It's just plated. So
Like,
the
he
physics
should
don't
get up
add
and there's
up.
just the armor. Yeah, the armor should be there, but he should just be a stain.
Right.
Like, or like the bit where the giant dragon monster, in the hut trap door, which man, those huts love their trap
I was gonna
doors. That should
say,
have bitten him in
like, you can't
half.
help but think of Return of the
Like,
Jedi. Yeah.
oh
Like,
my god. Like,
instead of
and
a
that
Rancor,
that
it's
is a
a pit of water with
yeah.
sea creatures.
Like, and that was already like shown in like the Clone Wars show for a little bit, and that wasn't there. So that implies that they got an addition at some point, which I think is kind of funny.
Right.
Like they had
They had to
like crime
excavate
boss
it.
contractors come in, and they got to pick out their monster, like Jabba did. Like they there's got to be like a guy for that.
I was gonna say, like,
Um,
remember in Return of the Jedi when like Luke crushes the Rancor and there's like the guy
right?
without the shirt and like he's like
Yeah.
crying. Like there's gonna be one of
Is there
those.
somebody like that right there now? Yeah.
uh,
Also, like, I gotta tell you, it was weird. I know we brought this up in the spoiler free. It was weird seeing a Hut talk in a New York accent, and it was weird to see like a jacked, like Hut. That was such a weird thing to see. Like,
yeah. It
damn.
was
Like the last time I saw Rada the Hut, he was like the size of like a volleyball, and it was in 2008.
well, and it
Bro
was
got
cool how
some
they showed
gains
that
since
too. Like
then.
they had like a
Yeah, they
live
did. I
action
liked that. Like a
hologram.
hologram, yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of cool.
Bro
They're
got
like
gains. Oh my god.
like
Um,
oh, that was funny.
yeah, that was crazy. Oh man.
Like
But yeah, no, that was wild.
it did kind of bother me though that like it was clearly CG, and I understand that like it had to be CGI, but like it just
Yeah.
didn't look right. Especially like the scene. I don't know. It's probably like
I
halfway through the movie where they're trying to get. I don't remember his name, but like the bald Imperial guy, and they're like outside of his
oh
fortress
yeah.
behind the like
Which
sand dune, and they're like
yeah.
zooming in, and then the fucking Rada the Hutt's just laying down there. I'm
Sitting
like,
there.
how do you
Like
not see
that
this giant hut? Just
I like at that point, bro, just stay in the ship.
I'm like, come on.
Like it's just like come on, man. And that's another thing too with the movie. Like there was no consistent B villain. I felt like there was the Imperial at the beginning who I thought was going to stick around, because he's in all the marketing. Hell, he's even in like a Black Series, like Star Wars action figure, and he's dead in the first 10 minutes. I'm like,
Yep.
okay. Then there was the coin guy, like the Imperial coin officer, who's like a drug lord now. I mean, it's salt, but it's clearly like something else.
I was
It's
good.
like I thought it was like a spice thing in Star Wars because you can't call it that, or is it literal salt? It might be literal salt, but I don't know.
I kind of got the
But
impression
he
it was
was
like a
there.
drug thing because I think he made a reference. I don't remember exactly how we worded it, but the way he was like talking to Mando, it sounded like something you could take. but I
Yeah,
don't remember exactly how that conversation went. So maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it's
yeah,
like hyperfuel or something for all I know.
yeah.
But
Or it's like literal salt for like food, but I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know.
even know. Um, but yeah, so there was that. I gotta say, it was nice to see like Embo come back in live action. He was the other bounty hunter with like the shield hat.
Yep,
That was cool seeing him. He was a Dave Filoni creation in Clone Wars, which Dave Filoni's in this movie, so that
twice.
was a nice little thing to see. Yeah, a couple times.
I think it's probably the
So
same character, but he shows up
it's the
twice.
exact same character. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in this, and then he's in the Mandalorian too.
Our audience actually like
So
caught on to it the first time. Well, like obviously when
yeah,
he's like wearing the hat and the
the
like
hat,
in
him and his like
the
giant
room.
hats. Yeah,
Yeah. Like
yeah.
that was fun. But yeah, that was cool. I'm trying to remember like if anyone else cameoed. I don't think so. Oh, well,
Not off
Martin
the top of my
Scorsese.
head. Oh, that's right. Yes, he was the other guy.
Dude, when they
It
were
was the
doing he was like
the former alien. Yes.
yeah,
Like the shop owner, that was
yeah.
funny. I like that. I like that. And I like that that's a trend now, putting directors as I think they're called the Ardinians. I think that's what they're
Ardinians, yes,
called in
that's
like
right.
solo.
Yes,
Ardinians, yeah,
yes.
yeah. Because we had him in this one, and then we had John Favreau in Solo. So like, who knows? Maybe in Starfighter we'll get some famous director to cameo. That'd be fun. I'd like to see
I
like
mean, hell,
Jordan
Tom
Peele
Cruise
in
is
Star
doing the
Wars.
cinematography
Oh
for
my
it.
god, I'd
It's
love that.
great.
I would love that as Tom Cruise is just some alien in Star Wars. But
God.
that was a fun scene, and I liked some of the combat too. Like I liked the arena fights. I thought those were interesting. And another fun nod or reference that I saw was that a good chunk of those monsters are the monsters from like the holodeck that we see all the time, like in Star Wars, like even like A New Hope like the monsters that they have fighting on the holodeck. Some of those
Yeah.
monsters were in that arena, so that was fun to
Oh, I didn't
see.
even notice. Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
yeah,
Okay. I
so
didn't
there was
notice
that,
that.
and then in his office was like a mounted head from like a Nexu, which is like that weird rat lion thing from like Attack of the Clones. So that was fun.
Hmm.
There's all the hodgepodge droids, which are just droids from different stuff. Like we have battle droids in there. We have like the K2 heads from like the Andor and Rogue One movie.
Yep.
So that's in there. That was fun to see. Nice to see a super battle droid like in live action again. You know, with like better CGI.
Right.
And that is another thing I will give to. I will give this movie something else, and this hurts to say, but as far as a CGI like hut, it's better than what George Lucas gave us with those like restored Star Wars stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Unfortunately, it's much better than that. So like,
But
I
like
wish some of it
nothing
was
beats
practical,
Jabba in
but
Return of the Jedi.
oh no, that's the best version.
But the problem
But
is
it's
I
better than
understand that you can't
yeah,
make a practical hut do what you need
let
it to
alone
do for
three
this.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they
like
like
you
fight
can't make
each
a
other, they fight
yeah, which was
monsters.
insane.
They like
Yeah,
so I understand that like it had to be CGI, but still it just didn't
yeah,
look convincing to me at least, especially Rada. The other two I kind
yeah.
of bought, although even them it
They were
didn't
pretty solid.
fully convince me. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It was like okay, but
yeah.
I don't know.
And as yeah, as far
But
as the characterization goes, like with Rada, for example, I thought I liked his arc too, because his arc was kind of interesting, seeing him react in a world where, you know, Jabba the Hutt is definitely dead.
right,
And seeing him try to like separate himself from like his family legacy of just being like this underworld crime boss and trying to be his own, well, Hutt in this case. So it was nice to see him kind of go off and again we're in the spoiler section, so like join like the New Republic. So I think that's an interesting turn for that character. I
yep,
was disappointed in one thing though. Um, First off, this is the first Star Wars movie without a lightsaber in it, which I
yep.
think is kind of something there. But I'm kind of disappointed he never brought up the Jedi at all, especially with Grogu when he literally like uses the Force to save him. Because not only did he like have like you know get saved by like Anakin and Ahsoka in like the Clone Wars movie, but even like mentioning like Luke, the Jedi, like a Force user helped kill his dad. I felt like that should have been a point of contention that just didn't get brought up. So I felt like they could have done a little bit more with that kind of a thing. But overall, I liked the arc. It definitely was an interesting choice to have him be the one they have to rescue, though.
For
Um,
me, I remember thinking, I mean, I'm all for Rada having like that kind of arc where he wants to prove he's not like his dad. But for me, some of the dialogue, especially when they're still on that, like, whatever planet he was fighting on, like in the gladiator pit,
yeah,
some of the
yeah.
dialogue, it felt too, like, on the nose and, like,
It felt too
it,
preachy. Yeah,
yeah, preachy. That's what I'm looking for. It felt very like a, like almost like one of those like Disney coming of age movies. It felt very much like
yeah.
he's
It felt
just
like a Disney like princess movie.
yes,
And
yeah,
for that,
exactly.
yeah.
Like he's like over justification. It's like, okay, dude, like I don't need to
Like we
know.
get it.
Like
Yeah, we get it.
okay,
Yeah, like
we got it the
we know
first
your
time.
dad's evil. Yeah, we know your dad's evil. He had a guy as a wall decoration for like 2 years. We know. Um,
Like I'm fine with him
but
mentioning it like once or twice, but like he was, I don't know. I
all
feel
the
like they kind of
time, all the
overdid that
time,
a little bit. I was
they
like,
overplayed their
okay,
hand a little bit.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
but like that was good. And then like to when we brought this up earlier with Pedro Pascal in the suit, the scene of him getting his helmet taken off was a little unnecessary. I felt like it was just like like contractually had to happen. Like, okay, you're in
right.
this movie. Okay, we have to show your face for like 5 minutes just so that way you are in the movie.
It's the same thing they did with
Just so
like
that it's
Tobey
there.
Maguire in the Spider-Man movies. Like his mask gets shredded
Yeah,
up because it's contractually obligated to be because
to
we're supposed
be
to see
in
his
like a
face.
percentage of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it felt like that, and I don't know. And
yeah,
again, it's like we said earlier, like when his helmet is on, which is 99% of the movie. I
yeah,
guarantee you, Pedro Pascal is like more often than not in that costume, especially during the action
yeah,
stuff. Guarantee it. Like he was probably in
yeah,
a recording booth for longer than he was actually on set. It's just my guess. I mean, I don't know. We haven't gotten like
yeah,
documentaries or anything yet, but that's just a
yeah.
hunch. Just a hunch. But I don't know. And that's no
Um,
hate to Pedro. He does a great job, but I don't know.
oh
It's
yeah,
just
no, he's fantastic as the Mandalorian. Um,
yeah. One
but
thing
I will
I
say,
oh no,
yeah.
go on. Because I was gonna go off on
Oh
a
no, I was just
weird
gonna say.
tangent.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say too, as far as that goes, I thought his acting was great, and I actually liked the one scene that I really liked in particular was the droid mech fight. I thought that was really cool, and I liked how they animated it too. It kind of felt like classic, like 70s and 80s CGI, like Clash of like the
Like
yeah
stop
yeah
motion.
the stop motion, like the Clash of the Titans, or like RoboCop at the very end when he's fighting the giant robot. That's what
I
I
think
thought it
those
was first,
were
was the
done with
RoboCop.
stop motion. I think I remember John Favreau saying that. They actually did
Yeah,
do
and
stop
it looked
motion.
really good, and I
Yeah.
liked that a lot. So I thought that was something that was cool to see. And I felt like, you know, with the characterization of both Mandalorian and Grogu, they really didn't change that much. They didn't really have like an arc
Right.
for me that was very consistent. It felt like more of the same. Like even like another thing too with this, it undid a lot of stuff, like a lot of changes from the TV show. Like he just has the Razor Crest back again. He just has his like pulse rifle back again. Like he has all his stuff back at the very end. It's the exact same thing. Him and Grogu are doing the exact same stuff, and I like it, but like I would like a little bit more variety.
I will say I feel like Grogu I mean I agree.
He
There
had more
wasn't
agency, which I liked.
right. Like I feel like he took on more of like a responsibility. He wasn't like as helpless in this. I feel
Yeah,
like especially when Mando gets like poisoned by the weird
yeah.
like water
Another time he
beast
probably should
thing.
have died.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, but
Even with the
that's
force healing.
yeah, he should have been. I
Like,
mean, it was a
yeah.
long time before he got force
It was
healed.
like
I mean,
3 days.
yeah.
He should have died. Like, and that's another thing too. That force healing thing is ridiculous. Like
I
ever
mean, I
since it was
don't mind
introduced in
it
the
if
first
it's
season.
like done immediately, but like the fact that it was like, it was a while before he got.
Like, it was afterwards, like, after he fought some droids, after he escaped there, got in all sorts of sewage and, like, pond water, so that's definitely infected.
Oh
I
yeah.
know we're, like, nitpicking it, but, like, like, if you're gonna do the force healing thing and it's not gonna heal the poison, then he's got something. Um,
Yeah.
he's got something from that water.
Right.
And I liked the design of the planet too. I liked the look of Nal Hutta too. I thought that was an interesting place to explore. I mean, it's basically just a big old swamp, but
Right.
I liked it. It felt very similar to like Dagobah in the Grogu section, especially when they had a little staff at night. That was kind of a fun thing to see. It was fun to see him make a little hut for him and Mando, which implies that Yoda made his hut the same way,
Yep.
which is kind of funny. Um, but there was that too.
I really
Um,
liked the X-wing. I don't know if battle's the right word
I
because I
did
mean, really, it
too.
was pretty
Like
one-sided. But
skirmish, yeah.
yeah, X-wing
Like
skirmish
the
at
X,
the end, that was pretty
yeah,
cool. And I like the reference
yeah.
to A New Hope when they had like the
That was
targeting
fun.
computer on for like the main
Yeah,
like
and
base. That was pretty cool.
yeah, like the drop point with the proton torpedoes.
Yep. Yep.
I liked that. It really makes me wonder what that Rogue Squadron movie could have been. Like Top Gun with
I
X-wings.
mean, I think that's effectively what we're getting with Starfighter, which is why I'm
Starfighter,
so excited
yeah.
for it. I
It'll
mean,
be good.
you've got Sean Levy directing, who I'm kind of iffy on him, but I mean, I'll trust it. And you got Ryan Gosling, fresh off Project Hail Mary, so that's gonna be great.
Yeah,
You got Tom
that's gonna
Cruise
be awesome.
confirmed to be doing the cinematography for a lightsaber scene. I mean, come on, like.
There's lightsabers in it.
Yeah, I like how
Um,
they just casually dropped that because I would have gone into that movie assuming that there
I
wouldn't
wasn't
be any.
expecting lightsabers,
And they're like,
so
oh
that'll
no,
be
Tom Cruise
interesting.
just flew his helicopter in and filmed a lightsaber duel. Just casually.
Just like, all right. Um, but yeah, no, I liked it overall, and it just felt like it just felt like another thing where nothing really happened at the end, other than the Rada stuff.
I was gonna
Everyone else was
say, like
right back where they were.
other than Rada joining the New Republic, everyone is basically in the exact same place that they were before,
Yeah,
except now Mando has a new Razor
his ship
Crest.
back. Also, I like to point out when he like went out to go like look at the ship too, and she makes the deal. He says, "I'll think about it," and he goes in the ship. And he like when Zeb gets there, he's like, "Oh, did you say yes?" He goes, "I didn't agree to it." And he's like, "Well, you didn't say no." And then he just does it anyway. So like he never really agreed to it in the first place. He just kind of did it.
Yeah.
Um, and he kind of just took the ship anyway. Um, he was gonna take it anyway. Um, but that was interesting, and I liked another. Well, actually, real quick before I forget too, I can't believe they have like a baby carriage in Star Wars go like 70 miles an hour. That was crazy. That one chase scene where they're trying to
Yeah.
catch
No, I know
Rada.
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like it went faster than some of the speeders on that planet. That was insane.
Leia could have used that in the Obi-Wan show. That would have made a little more sense during that like scene where she's running from the
Honestly.
people in the forest.
Oh yeah, running from Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um. Oh
but
man.
yeah, I will say one thing I thought was kind of I'm still not sure entirely how I feel about it. Although as like an I don't know if anthology or spin-off is the right term, but like, separated from the Skywalker saga movie, it was cool that this
Yeah.
was the first Star Wars movie with opening credits. I thought that was kind of interesting. And the fact that Martin Scorsese is one of them. Like
Yeah.
that got a chuckle out of me. It's just Pedro
Yeah.
Pascal, Martin Scorsese. That
And
was
then
funny.
yeah, and it's like yeah. And
Okay.
I liked Sigourney Weaver in this too. Like I know I had mentioned that earlier, but I like the idea of her playing like an X-wing pilot. I thought that was cool.
I just
And
wish she
she
got more
clearly
screen
liked working
time.
on it. I do
Yeah.
too, honestly. That would have been awesome. Like she clearly likes doing this. Like she even said in a couple interviews too that she wanted it, what really enticed her to do this was to, be able to act with the Grogu puppet. So that was cool.
Right.
Um but like and that was my complaint too, is I just wish she got more screen time because she was
She
fantastic
was
in this.
she was great in every scene she was
She
in,
was
but she
Right?
just
Yeah.
wasn't in a lot of scenes. So it's like,
Yeah.
but no, she was good. And for the record, like I know we were kind of dogging on Jeremy Allen White, but I feel like he still did a good job.
I liked him. It was just weird seeing him as
It was
Rada the Hutt.
weird. Yeah. It was weird. Like once you got over the voice and like he kind of adjusted to the weird look, which I'm still like even in
Yeah.
the last shot we saw him at when they returned to like the resistance base, I still wasn't like totally in love with it,
Yeah.
but I think it
Like,
worked best in like the gladiator like arena. I thought
yes, that was the best one. And I liked that. I liked the overall look of that.
because I feel like it's more like the lighting in there works better
Yeah.
because it's not like when they're at the resistance base, it's just they have straight up sunlight on them, so like you get like every inch of
Yeah.
him like in
Yeah.
more
Like there's one
detail.
scene. Yeah, like there's one scene where he's like playing in like the ocean with Baby Yoda, and
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
ooh, that did not look good. But like with the arena, he looks better in the arena because he is this like giant formidable opponent there, and I felt like that would make more sense in terms of like an environment for that
right.
character, instead of just some like or the one bit where they're like capturing the former Imperial and he's just lying there on the sand with like
That was the
pair of
worst one for
binoculars,
me.
and I'm like,
That
oh
was
no.
that was the worst part of the thing for me.
uh
That's like I know obviously you have to suspend your disbelief with any movie, but I mean
yeah,
obviously a Star Wars movie, but that to me was
like
like borderline unforgivable. I'm like, what were we
like
thinking? Why is he
like
here?
yeah. And I know you guys are, I know they're trying to break in, but like with between Mandalorian's shiny chrome armor, Zeb being a giant, like 7 foot tall purple alien, and then Rada the Hutt being there, how did no one see them coming like a mile away?
Like you're telling me they don't have like snipers that can just like see
Right?
them? Like what are we or like
I mean,
binoculars or
even
anything?
yeah, even though the stormtrooper helmets are terrible, how are they gonna miss a hut right there in the sand? Like,
Like
come
I can
on.
excuse you missing Mando. Like maybe you think it's like a rock or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or
And
maybe like just a
Grogu's
weird reflection
small,
from the sun.
but
Yeah,
like Rada the Hut,
but
really? Like
he's right
what?
there.
Like, come
He's
on.
right there. See, this is why clones are better. They would have picked that up.
Oh my god. Or like you tell me they don't have like a heat signature thing. Like, oh, I wonder what that
Right.
giant heat signature
What that is.
is.
Or even if it's like, huh, that rock wasn't there earlier.
Oh, that rock's moving.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know. Like, I mean, for the rest of the movie, I feel like, I could at least kind of buy the
It's
logic. It was
passable.
just that one scene where
Yeah.
I
Or even
just
when they were
could
on Nal
not.
Hutta too, like he blended in there. I mean, it's their home planet, so it makes sense. But like it made sense there.
I'm not even talking about like
Um,
blending in necessarily. I'm just talking about like suspending disbelief. Like that is that one
yeah.
scene where they're trying to break into the base that I couldn't. I just could not
Yeah.
suspend it to save my life. I'm like, does not make sense. But
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately it's like less than a minute of the movie, so it's like it's
Yeah.
whatever.
It's a
But
nitpick more than anything.
yeah. If that image was like already like publicly available online, that would
Oh
have been the
yeah.
thumbnail. But it's
Yes, it
not.
would have been.
But it's
Not
not.
yet.
uh, is yeah, that image is burned into my just the Rod of the
Oh
Hutt's
yeah.
head popping up out of this.
Out of a sand dune, yeah.
It's great. Like,
Uh,
oh,
it's a look. It's a
that
look.
was a decision. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh
Mm,
my god. Is there any other
yeah.
things you wanted to talk about? The
I
spoiler
think we
section?
covered about everything with this.
I think so too. I mean, and also, like, I know we're like, it may seem like we're
Yeah.
focusing on the negative,
Yeah.
but I,
But
I
there are
still,
plenty of good things about this too.
yeah, I mean, it's Star Wars on the big screen, and it's better than
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker, so
Better than the Acolyte.
better than, yeah, I mean, well, that's not saying much.
Yeah, well, literally anything else is.
Literally.
Um,
But
but yeah.
Yeah, no.
But
Like we said earlier, it's
yeah,
a fun one to go to, especially if like your theater's packed or you're going with friends or whatever. It's fun. It's not absolute cinema. It's not even in like the upper half of Star Wars movies in my opinion. Again, I'm
yeah,
like waiting to actually rank it until I give it like another rewatch. But I'd say it's like probably, in the lower half of Star Wars movies quality wise, but it's still a good time. And yeah, I mean, if you like the TV show, you'll like this. If you like Star Wars in
yeah.
general, like we said, there's stuff for like any type of fan, like whether that be age or like how invested they are in the lore. There's something for everyone in this. Um and from that standpoint, I can understand maybe why they chose this to be their first theatrical project post 2019, because it may very well be the most like widely accessible.
Yeah, it'll get butts and seats, that's for sure.
Right, whereas like Starfighters, I mean, we haven't seen any of the marketing
More
material for it,
risky, yeah,
but
in
like
comparison to like a
yeah,
safe bet like Mandalorian and Grogu.
right. So I guess I can understand it from that standpoint. Um But yeah, also before I forget, I the last thing I wanted to mention, I totally forgot to mention it until now. I really was hoping Grogu would say his first word or words in this movie.
I was planning on that happening, but
It didn't
I was
happen.
surprised that I was expecting Mebane to say something like, just something small, like
Right, like
anything.
I was expecting him to say like dad or dada or
Yeah,
something,
something like that. Yeah,
but I was expecting that like maybe in the end, like when they're like blasting off into hyperspace at the end, maybe, or when he's like saving Mando from the
I was
poison.
expecting. Yeah,
But
or like when he was about to go to sleep in the little hut, I was expecting something then.
I can't help but wonder if it's if the reason is they're worried that once he says his first word, the cute factor is like diluted.
And then and then he has to keep saying words.
Right. And that kind of takes away from maybe the cuteness of that, which I don't know. I just think that's a shame
Yeah,
because I want to see where this character goes because I think it is a cool character and I think he probably had the best character arc out of everyone in this movie because just comparing him
yeah,
to season 1 when he's largely helpless minus a
yeah,
few instances like with the Mudhorn or whatever, or healing Carl Weathers, but like
yeah.
comparing that
Rest in peace,
to
Carl Weathers.
yeah, but like comparing that
Yeah,
to like what he does in this movie, I feel like he's a lot more like this is a little
useful. Yeah,
mean, but yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Useful, like
yeah,
he does more than just exist. like,
yeah,
um, so I don't know. Like he has a cool arc, or a good arc, I guess. But yeah, I
yeah,
don't know. I wish we ripped the word band-aid off, but that
yeah.
didn't happen. So anyway, um, do you want to conclude this one for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you all for tuning in. And if you stayed this far, we really appreciate it. So again, our final words on this are, we both gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Overall, this is a good Star Wars movie. Like we said, we recommend it to be something that you go out, with like friends or family or something like that. And overall, this is a film that I think you'll get something out of. So again, thank you for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe. Here's a little teaser for next week.
Vodka martini.
Chicken or stirred?
Do I look like I give a damn?
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week, and this is the way.